does not believe Kamala Harris can beat Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her. What these people do publicly, you have to remember, endorsements don't matter. Delegates pledging their delegates doesn't matter. Newsweek, to this very day, is saying that they believe that Donald Trump was not shot. If you don't think that Michelle Obama is a problem, if she jumps in the race, you are not paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, at all. I have really been trying. I've really been trying to see how it could be Kamala Harris. How it could be Kamala Harris that's going to be the nominee. And the polls just don't show it. Like, they don't show it at all. And we'll get into that in a minute. Even CNN's talking about it. They're like, yeah, I don't see it. But this is also why you can't trust the news, okay, at all. And this is where I'm legitimately saying to you, like, I'm confused, just like everybody else. Okay, here is the New York Post last night. Well, 5 o'clock yesterday. New York Post is reporting that Obama, behind closed doors, is rumbling a bit because he does not believe Kamala Harris can beat Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her. Now, this is a full article, so let's read this here a little bit on some quotes, okay? So this is, quote, Obama's very upset because he knows she can't win. This is the Biden family source that's saying this. So someone in the Biden family is telling people this. Let's go down. All right, quote, Obama knows she's just incompetent. The border czar, which, by the way, that's false, right?
Yep.
That's false information. She's not the border czar. The border czar, who never visited the border, saying that all migrants should have health insurance, she cannot navigate the landmines that are ahead of her. Quote, when you are running for president, there are things you can and can't say. Let's go down. These are more direct quotes from a source inside the Biden family. All right, quote, wait until the debate. She can't debate. She's going to put her foot in her mouth about Israel, Palestine, Ukraine. She's going to say something really stupid. All right, let's go down. Let's see. Are there any more quotes here? Quote, Obama knew this was going to happen. Joe knew this was going to happen. Now she is going to have to answer the real questions. However, the higher-ups in the Democratic Party didn't count on Biden endorsing Harris right away. Obama was, quote, shocked when Joe endorsed her. Pause. I'm not sure he did. And that's what I want to ask you guys right now. I'm not sure that Joe Biden did endorse her, because in his letter, he didn't endorse her. And then a tweet came out later endorsing her. And then on his address to the nation last night, he also did not endorse her again.
True.
And so it's saying here that Obama was shocked when Joe Biden endorsed her. I'm beginning to believe more and more and more Joe Biden didn't. I'm beginning to believe that somebody told his staffer to write that, and I don't think that he endorsed her at all. And still to this moment is not endorsing her, because why didn't he do it last night?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't he do it last night? That was his
opportunity right there. That was his opportunity to do it. He didn't do it. So again, we don't know.
Well,
we don't know.
But here's why I want to point out that the media is constantly lying. Because as of this morning, like 20 minutes ago, Newsweek puts this article out that has 2 paragraphs. Barack Obama to finally endorse Kamala Harris. What? New York Post just said the dude's plotting behind her back because he hates your freaking guts with actual quotes from family. And look, this is all. This is it. This is the whole story. Former President Barack Obama will soon endorse Vice President Kamala Harris in her bid for the White House, according to a report from someone, I guess. Obama is one of only a few leading Democrats yet to publicly endorse Harris after President Joe Biden announced he was quitting. The former president has fully backed Harris's candidacy and plans to endorse her in public soon, according to NBC News, which cited 4 people familiar with the discussions.
3 sentences.
Yeah,
but here's my question.
But last night it was the New York Post is saying, yeah, we got direct quotes from the Biden family.
Do you think that article is just a bunch of smoke and mirrors for Obama to see and have to respond to?
I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
that's the only thing that makes sense.
This
to
is
me.
a
It's
weird
like,
thing you got
let's
it on
put
here,
this
Roy.
out there. Let's put this out there that he's going to do it soon, and now he doesn't have to a choice because I mean, this is from the New York Post, so he's obviously going to see it.
The only thing that makes me think that he might be endorsing her and she might be the candidate is because they're making her the scapegoat, because the Biden administration has destroyed this country. She's part of that administration. They've thrown in the towel in the White House. And like you said, Graham, that, they're going to try to focus on the House and the Senate.
Well, yeah. So let's get into why I think the only reason. So you have to remember what these people do publicly. You have to remember endorsements don't matter. Delegates pledging their delegates doesn't matter. What matters is when they actually pledge them for real and name her the nominee officially. Okay. These public endorsements don't mean anything. Okay. So if Obama does publicly endorse her, remember when I told you I think she's got about a week to change the polls?
Yep.
Let's go to what CNN says right now. CNN is telling us right now that look really grim for Kamala Harris going against Donald Trump. Let's play it. Watch this.
And senior data reporter Harry Enton joining me now to run the numbers. There is a lot of excitement. We have not seen this kind of shift in tone from the Democrats in particular. I can't remember a time where we've been through something like this.
This has been the craziest month in American politics that I can possibly recall. It was less than a month ago that Joe Biden and Donald Trump were debating in the CNN debate.
Less than a month.
Less than a month. We had a failed assassination attempt. We had a president literally saying, no, I'm not going to run for re-election less than a month before the Democratic National Convention. But here is the thing, Sarah Seidner, for all of the excitement that Democrats have over Kamala Harris, it is going to be difficult to beat Donald Trump. And I want to give you an understanding of why. Let's take a look here just first at the favorable views of Donald Trump. We know that Donald Trump has historically been unpopular. But take a look now. After the Republican National Convention, in the ABC News Ipsos poll, he recorded his highest ever favorable rating at 40%. That's not a one-off. Take a look at the Quinnipiac University poll, 46%. That's the highest ever in that pollster. The fact is, Donald Trump is more popular now than he ever has been before. So yes, Democrats can make this switcheroo, but they're still going to have to
wait for it. This is the big one. Watch, listen to this.
Stronger, Sarah, than he has ever been before.
It will be interesting to see how voters respond to all of this. Now, how is he doing relative to Harris, who did run?
There you go. Listen.
What do those numbers look like?
Yeah, so let's take a look here, right? We've been focusing so much on how Harris was doing better than Biden in the polling. And that's true. If we take a look at the national average, what do we see? We see Donald Trump up by 1. That's a within the margin race, right? That's a close race. But remember, of course, in the national popular vote, Democrats tend to do better there than they've done in the Electoral College, at least when Donald Trump has been running for president. So last time around, when Joe Biden barely won in the Electoral College, he actually won the national popular vote by 4 points. So at this point, Donald Trump is running 5 points better. 5, that's a 5 of some sort. 5 points better than he was 4 years ago against Joe Biden. So at this particular point, whether you look at the favorable ratings, whether you look at the horse race polling, we see that Donald Trump is doing significantly better than he was doing 4 years ago at this point. Kamala Harris is going to have to do better than this, of course, if she wants to win the popular vote, but more than that if she wants to win the Electoral College, where she'll likely have to outperform how she's done nationally, because the fact is, if you got to tie it in the national popular vote, that is probably not good enough if you're Kamala Harris and you want to win the election again.
So that was probably the most honest polling I've ever heard CNN do. So when you guys are always asking me, Graham, how are you coming up with all this? Because this is real polling right here. Donald Trump is up 5 points better than he was. Biden, I believe he cheated. I know he cheated. But either way, even with cheating, he barely won. And the numbers said that he won the popular vote by 4 points. Okay, well, now Trump is polling +1 against Kamala Harris. So what they're saying is, even if Kamala Harris is able to somehow get a 4-point swing where she's up 3 points in the popular vote, she's still going to lose the Electoral College because there's no path to victory for Kamala Harris. There's no path. And so the reason that I'm kind of flustered is I don't see, this is why I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until they do it officially. And if they do it officially, it's because that they are just negating, that they are conceding to the fact that they're losing the presidential race.
Yep.
And they're seeing something in the numbers that, about to die. The devil's trying to get me.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They're seeing something in the numbers that makes them believe Kamala Harris makes them more, I don't know, that makes them more competitive in the House and the Senate seats. Because all of the numbers show that she has no shot to beat Donald Trump, which makes me want to believe, if we can go back to that New York Post article at the top of it, go to the top of it, makes me believe the New York Post article more. So what would, this makes me, Obama doesn't believe Kamala Harris can beat Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her. So that's true. If you look at all the polling data, that's true. So why, if you go to the Newsweek one, the Newsweek article. So if it is true that he's thinking about endorsing her, the only thing that can make sense of it is remember I said she had a solid week. So if he endorses her this week, you got through the weekends to run another poll. And if that does not do it, if by next week she does not have a drastic swing in the polls, even with Barack Obama. So think about this. She's had all these endorsements from all these people, yet she's still getting her butt kicked. The only one left is Barack Obama. So if this is true, this report by Newsweek, which take it with a grain of salt because Newsweek is reporting right now that Trump may not have been shot at all. Literally, that's a real article right this second. Go to my Twitter page, boys. It's right there. So take it with a grain of salt. Newsweek, to this very day, is saying that they believe that Donald Trump was not shot. And I'm not making this up. This is a real thing, 100%. So you can take this with a grain of salt. Let's just show that real quick, Royce, if we can.
Looking for it.
It should be like one of the first things.
Gosh.
There it is. Pull it up. Look, Newsweek. Donald Trump might not have been shot after all. 1 hour ago. So take what Newsweek says with a grain of salt. But the only thing I can see of why Barack Obama would endorse publicly is to try to see if he could shift the polls a little bit. And if he does endorse, because she's got the endorsement of everybody else and she's still getting her butt kicked. If he does endorse, and it doesn't move it enough, I do, man. I think that she's out of there. And it's not just me. I Googled Michelle Obama again today, and there are multiple articles that have been published within the past 24 hours saying these articles are basically begging her that we know that you don't want to do it, but we need you to do it because you can beat Trump. And I love Donald Trump. I love President Trump. I believe we need President Trump in the White House. If you don't think that Michelle Obama is a problem, if she jumps in the race, you are not paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, at all. She's a big old manly problem. She's a big old, with them broad shoulders and traps she's got. She is a
manly problem.
She is a robust, sturdy, husky problem. She is a solid, all muscle, 6'4" problem. I'm telling you, that lady's got hands as big as this sheet of paper right here. She can palm a basketball. That's all I'm saying. All right. She is a big old problem. It's the only thing that I can see. It's the only thing that I can see. And I'm looking at the numbers and I'm trying to see it. I just don't see it. So comment in the chat. What do you think? Do you think Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee? Comment yes or no in the comment section. I just don't see it, but I'm curious y'all's thoughts as well. Guys, what do you think? Any
I have a question that has nothing to do with who's going to be the nominee. Why? Okay. So going back to Biden's speech last night, I'm sorry. It was no better or no worse than any speech he's given in the last couple years. Like it wasn't. It wasn't any better or any worse. It was the same Biden. He didn't explain why he was dropping out.
It was a ransom note. That's what it felt like.
He didn't say why. So now we are setting a precedent now. And why are they not talking about this? That, well, if you're president and you're sucking and you're not going to win re-election, well, you can just step down and then and then whoever can nominate whoever without the people actually voting. Why is that not being talked about? Because it's happened before, but that was President Ford after Nixon had to resign after Watergate.
Because
That's completely
to Tony's
different.
point, they will vote however they're told to vote. They will take whatever's fed to them. What I've learned is that a lot of people that vote Democrat no matter what, and I'm going to try to phrase my words carefully here because there's some sensitive people in the chat today. People that do that do not embody the American spirit, in my opinion, because our American spirit is to question and to be like, whoa, hold on just a second now. Just wait a minute. I'm not just blindly following anybody. What are you talking about? Like, you know, see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so people that vote for these extremist left people, just because, well, I voted Democrat my whole life, always voted Democrat, always going to vote Democrat. I don't care about the babies. I don't care about this. I'm voting Democrat. Then you don't embody. I know legally you're an American, not negating that, but morally and in here, I don't believe you to be so. I don't believe you to embody what it means to really be an American. In my opinion, I'm not questioning the legality that you are a citizen and entitled to the rights of it. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying personally, I believe that you have lost what it means to be an American. American was formed with hold up now, Skippy. We're not doing that no more. And we're willing to fight you for it. Like, I mean, that's America. Like,
100%.
That is the American spirit. And I just don't
like, how bad is it? Like, seriously, y'all have watched us for a long time now. How bad is it that me and Graham actually agree with the BLM statement?
Yeah.
Like, that's where we
Black
are.
Lives Matter. It's like, no to Kamala Harris.
No.
Where's the open convention?
Yeah. Like, how bad does it have to be that me and him sit here and go, yeah, we kind of agree with
You want to
BLM
know
right
why
now?
my head hurts constantly? I'm sitting here going, how am I agreeing with a statement from Black Lives Matter? Like, I mean, it's crazy times we live in.
Not just that, AOC too. Remember, we played a clip from AOC. We were like,
Dude,
yeah,
I'm telling
AOC,
you, man.
we're agreeing with AOC.
On the final season of Stranger Things, here you go.
We're truly in the upside down.
Yeah.
True. Yep.